Good morning, everyone. So yeah, just one of the tricks I mentioned earlier as we were all coming on is I had put my camera up above my head. Now, the camera's attached to the laptop, and really I'm concentrating on the screen. That's one of the things when you're making your own videos, one of the hardest things I had to learn was don't look at me. Look at the camera. Look at the little dot, the little light, because when I'm looking at the dot, you see my eyes. And with the camera above my head, my eyes are open. If the camera was below my head, if my camera was down there, you would think I was like asleep. So you want your camera above and you want to look at the dot, which I'm not going to obey most of this talk. I'm going to be looking at the screen, all right? Now, I lucked out on one aspect. See, I used to be an electrical and computer engineer before I got into the stuff that I do now, which is dealing with the mind. But as an electrical and computer engineer, I wrote software. So I kind of had this knowledge of software. And when it came to the techie part of business, that's the one area where I had an advantage. All right. So when it came to making videos, it's like, sure, I can do that. And let me show you how I do that. So let's turn on my screen, share my screen. Natalie, it's awesome to see you again. Well, the first thing I want to show you here is here we have Googled download VideoPad. And you'll want to make a note of that Google phrase. And then you will find this. That is their logo, VideoPad. Here is their company, NCH. And I am totally baffled because I am sure that I got this software for free. And I believe it says download now. And I even looked and looked into this last night to see if you could get it for free. And it looks like you can. But for some reason, about a month ago, it told me I had to pay $25 to get the upgrade or it wouldn't work anymore. So I said, and I was in the middle of a big project, and I said, yes, here's 25 bucks, give me back my software. And I got some new features. I don't know if that is in the free version. That's the only thing I'll say about that. But go and get VideoPad from NCH and download it and install it. And I'm going to close this now and get it off my screen. Okay, so Michael and I actually chatted in emails about what to do today to demonstrate this software and show how to use it. And had we been live and in person, I would have asked for a volunteer to have you record something right there in the meeting, and then we would do something with that recording. But to have you do that and then send me the file, that's going to take too much time. So we're going to use me. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'd like to show you the finished product of a video that I made. So here, this is a folder on my desktop. The name of the project was Virus Crisis Video. All right, and everything pertaining to the video is in this folder. And if I just quickly find it, here we go. I'll do the one with the thumbnail because that's what the project has in it right now. Okay, so here, this is a video. And I'm not going to play the whole thing, but I just want you to see the first little bit of it. Oh, get on with it, will you? All right, that's good.
Should it have any sound?
I'm sorry?
Should it have sound?
You didn't hear anything?
No, it was no sound.
Ah, all right. Well, the sound is contiguous. The sound, that's interesting. Yeah, I guess you will not be hearing sound through my computer.
You have a course in lip reading.
Yes, right. Exactly. What's nice though here, yes, there is sound. The sound has not been edited. The sound, and we're going to look at that once we get into the software, but the sound hasn't been modified or cut up or anything like that. The sound is my talking from the time I recorded that video. Okay? But what you got to see was, first you saw a picture for 3 seconds, then it cross-faded into me, and I talked for a little while, and then it cross-faded actually into a picture with text on it, and you're still hearing me. Had you been hearing me, you were here. You've still been hearing me, okay? And then you actually saw them cross-fade to each other, and then a cube spin. You saw these things, these effects happening in the video. Maybe you didn't even see them consciously, but that's okay. So let's take a look at the software now. Whoops, that's not cool. Yeah, we're gonna look at it. We're gonna create a new project. Give me a moment. Things being a little picky. We're looking to audio, video, and we're starting VideoPad.
Oh, there's something that you wanted to say?
I'm sorry?
I'm muted.
Okay.
I'm muted. Can you hear me?
Yes.
All right, Paul.
Yes.
Come out of your screen sharing. Stop sharing by clicking on the red button at the top.
Yes.
Start all over again with the screen share. And then at the lower left corner before you share your there's a
Nice.
checkbox that says share your computer audio. So that will, whatever comes out of your computer speakers will now be shared with the group. So you can click on that, share your screen and restart your video, and then we will be able to hear it as well as see it.
Perfect. You think I should optimize for sharing a video clip?
Does not make any difference. You can try that, yes. But
Okay, I'll tell you what, for the sake of time, let's not go back to the video clip, because you saw visually the effects that this tool is going to give you. Okay? But it's great that we have audio now going forward. So when you start the program, and I'll tell you what, I didn't even get to show you. Let me go back and do it again here, because I just want to show you that you can have choices. Okay, so when you start the program and the logo disappears, come on, disappear. There we go. Then you can start a new project. You can open an existing one. You have some ways to get started. Plus, you'll typically have, I don't know why I don't right now, but you will typically have a list of recent projects over here. Okay, but for now, I just want to start a brand new project because I want to show you how some of those features, and feel free to interrupt and ask questions, okay? I'm going to come over here and I'm going to grab just a few things, not everything. This is the raw video. So I just brought over here the raw video. We'll take a look at that in a few minutes. I'm going to grab, we'll see if we have time to do some sound. And then we'll do some pictures. Where's that baby? There's the baby. Okay. The baby, and I didn't get to use the cruise ship in the actual video. Ooh. Let me take it over. Oh, no. Ah, that's why. The image could not be loaded. Hold on. Failed to load baby. Close. Let's go to images. Load baby. Why not? Okay, so you know there is this. This is real life. You know there are things. Issues. There we go. For some reason, it won't take the baby. It took Joyful Man, and we'll take. I would have to dig into why. I might have to make a copy of the file. What is the deal here? Do we have 2 of them? Tell me we have 2 of them. Yes, we have too many of them. Delete. There we go. Okay, so now we can do some stuff. So here we have some tabs. Video files, that's the video I brought in, the raw video, an audio file that I brought in, and I have a couple of pictures. So I want to make the video you just saw, right? I'm going to leave off that picture in the front, that thumbnail at the front. We're going to start with the raw video and bring it down here. Here's where I can edit it. Now, just like sound, wait a minute, hold on, let me zoom in a bit. Okay. Zooming in and out is something you'll do a whole lot of. That and moving the cursor, because this is your cursor right here of where you're doing stuff. Okay. So the first thing I want to do, because here, let's just play just a pinch of this now that we have sound. I want you to hear that this is the raw video. I mean, I set up the camera, I turned it on.
The number one health problem that you face today is not the COVID virus.
Okay, so
it is stress
it's me
and
the whole
anxiety.
time, right? I got black
Stress
borders on the
is
side of
trapped
me.
tension in
Are you
the
hearing
body.
me as well?
It is the number one killer of people.
You be quiet.
There
Are you hearing me over the video
Yeah.
when I speak? Yeah? Okay. So you see I've got black borders on the side of me. I'm narrow. I'm talking the whole time. I'll just skim through. Let me zoom out. Let me just skim through this, and you watch that box in the upper right. It's just me the whole time. Boring, 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 right? Not to mention possibly some mistakes I may have made, some things where I've stopped for a moment, repeated myself, right? We need to clean all that up. So let's say, for example, do something easy to begin with. Very first thing I do with a video is I find the beginning. So the beginning of the tape, the beginning of the MP3 is not the beginning. Here where the sound, where I'm actually getting into it, that's the beginning. Or sometimes maybe this next spot over here, maybe all of this was a mistake. Okay, maybe I started speaking and it's like, made a mistake, I gotta start again. And so I wanna get rid of all that stuff in the beginning. So I'm just gonna cut it. I clicked on the little scissors. I don't know, did you get to see the scissors?
No.
Okay. You did not? All right, hold on, let me undo. Control Z undoes anything. It's wonderful. The history is as long as the session. So everything you've done, every keystroke, every activity you've done, every action you've taken, you can undo with Control Z. It's wonderful. So here I am. It's still contiguous. It's all one big, long video. But let's just say that this spot right here is really the beginning. Everything before that is garbage.
Interested in a video covering all of the options for video editing software on Windows.
Is somebody talking or something in the background there, or has?
I know that this is going to be a lot more complex and complicated.
Michael, could you find out who that is and put them on mute?
I'm looking. There, it stopped.
Okay, great. So here we are. Let's say everything before this point in the video is garbage. I want to cut that out. You know, it was just me getting into the chair, focusing the camera, you know, putting the camera on me, all of that, right? And it's time to get rid of it. Can you see right above where my finger, where the pointer is, there's a little toolbar of a scissor and a red bracket and a blue bracket. Can you see that?
Yeah.
Okay. By the way, this tool is incredibly powerful and does way more than I understand. So I don't use the red. I just stay away from things you don't understand, okay? And know that Control Z will undo everything, okay? So I don't use the red and the blue. I just use the scissor here. But you can see how my cursor is on the scissor, and it's going to click on that. And what that just did you see how the video down here, I'm going to move the cursor out of the way, now has a dividing line where it was.
Okay.
See that? See how I can actually do this. Did you see how I just separated them? Come on, people say, somebody tell me, yes, you saw this.
Yes.
Okay, good,
Yes.
Thank you. All right, so point being, we cut it at that point. Now I can click on that. I'm gonna click the delete button. All that stuff that was garbage is gone. Okay, it's out of the finished product. It hasn't modified your original file at all, but it is not, you know, from an editor perspective, it's now gone. So I'm gonna move this back into back to zero. Now let's say, and I just wanna do this small for you. So I'm just gonna say, let's just say that this is really the end, and I wanna cut that away. Cut it, there we go. Click on it, and then delete. So now we have just the content of, you know, just the actual core of my video, no garbage, all right? Now, let's say right here, this little section right here, I'm cutting this section in the middle out. This section, I want to keep talking. I want you to keep hearing me talking. but I want to put a picture there, or I want to put another video there. I could put another video there. I'm just going to use a picture for now because it's just quicker. But I could take this little clip of me, and I'm going to drag it up. Hold it. Didn't mean to do the highlight there. Okay. Drag it up into track 2. So now that clip of my picture has moved into another track, and my voice has moved down to another audio track as well. So I created audio and video track 2. Now I'm going to grab the picture that I want. No, images. We'll do the band. I'm going to put it in its own separate track at first. Okay. Just to line it up time-wise. What I did, let me just show you what I did there. You see how when my cursor comes close to the end of it, it turns into a bracket? See how the cursor becomes an arrow? It turns into a bracket at the end, okay? And I'm going to grab the right edge and drag it over and line it up. You see how it snapped? When it got to the end, those lines, the vertical line showed up. Do you see the vertical line? And it snapped to that point. So I don't have to be precision in my mouse movements. I can then take this picture and drag it. Hold on, let me drag it. There we go. I'm dragging it down into the track with the video. If I now put my cursor somewhere in that section, look what I see in the upper right. I see both of them. That's not what I want. I don't want the video of I don't want the picture or the second video and me at the same time. So what could I do? One thing I could do is I could delete the video here. But I want to point something out that's important. Notice how when I highlighted this piece of video, the audio got highlighted too. They're connected. So if I delete it, I'm going to lose the audio, so I can't do that. I could detach them. That's in the menu. I could separate them, which is in here somewhere. Unlink from audio. I could do that. Or another trick that I could do, let's say I want to keep this piece of video here for reference sake so that I can look at it, so I remember what that video looked like, but I don't want it in the finished product. Let me just make this track invisible. I clicked on the little eye, so you cannot see this track. And now when I bring the cursor back to that section, all there is the band. And we turned off that piece of video.
And it will show up in the finished product like that since you click that eye?
Exactly.
Okay.
What we see in the upper right, except for a bug, there is a bug in here, okay, that is incorrect sometimes for the upper right, but typically the upper right shows you what the finished product is going to be. Okay?
What do you mean by a bug?
What do I mean by upper right?
No, I thought you said there's a bug in here. What do you mean?
Oh, yes. Michael, how much time do I have?
You've got another 20 minutes or so.
Okay, cool. So that would be like 45. All right. The last 10 minutes or so, I'm going to show you the project that is the finished video that I showed you at the beginning. Okay. And I'll show you that question. Ask me that question again when I'm showing you that project.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Because it'll be really relevant there. Okay. All right, good. Well, okay, good. So now let's take a look at what we got. And by the way, I could just bring my cursor over here, right? No particular place, and hit play.
In the body. It is the #1 killer of
So you
people.
saw the picture just
The
change,
American
change
Medical
back.
Association recognizes stress as being the cause.
There was me. Let me do it again. I'm not going to play it, but I'm just going to show you. There's me. And as time went by through playing it, it switched to the picture. Nice, good, just what I wanted. And it switched back. But those are rather abrupt switches, right? They're just like cut, you know, picture change, very uncomfortable on the eye. We need a transition. So that's what this little doohickey, you know, transition switch, you know, whatever icon is between the frames, between the clips. That's what they're called. Each little piece that you cut out is called a clip. So these little squiggly things that are placed, okay, there's also this swishy thing here. that's placed at the beginning of a clip. That's a fade in. If I clicked on that, which I'm not going to, I'll tell you why in a second. If I clicked on that, I would get a fade in to that picture. It would go from black and fade into it. I'm not going to do that because, first of all, that's the track I don't want. All right? Here, I very much want the things that are going to show, whatever track I pick that I really want that I want to deal with the transitions. This is the main track of the program, of the video, right? Put everything that's going to require a transition in that track. Otherwise, things get really messed up. That's why I brought the picture down into track 1 with the rest of my video. So now let me add transitions. So I'm going to go to the very beginning, and I am going to do a fade in. Okay, so I just did a click. I don't think it did. Oh, what is this? Oh, enter new fade in duration. 2 seconds is fine. So set. That's fine. So now we have a 2-second fade in. We'll look at that in a moment. Let's have a lot more fun with this one. When I click on it, I get all of these different transitions you can have. Please do not go wild. Pick 1 or 2 or 3, and that's it. And make those your transitions. Make every video you do using those transitions. Let that be part of your brand. Okay? Do not go hog wild with this stuff, okay? I use simple things. I use Crossfade, all right, which one fades to black and the other one goes from black into picture. So I get Crossfade. I use Dissolve. I'll use Fade at the end, but the one I like to use inside is a Cube Spin. So I like Cube Spin, so we're going to put a 1-second Cube Spin at the beginning here, and just to demonstrate to you, we're going to do something different here. How about we do a radial smooth clockwise transition. Right. Okay. Well, let's see what that looks like now. From the beginning, actually. So I rather than dragging the mouse over, then I'm just going to click this button here to go to the start and hit play.
Stress is trapped tension in the body.
I want to see the fade in. Watch for the fade in.
Stress is trapped tension in the body.
Watch.
It is the #1 killer of people.
Radio.
The American Medical Association.
Okay. Adds pizzazz, right? Adds a little spark to it. Catches people's eyes. But you know what catches people's eyes even more? Text on the picture. Okay, let's play around with some text. So we're going to come up here now. We're going to add, we have 2 choices. We can add text, add text or animated text layovers, or we can add a title. The difference is that text goes over your video, whereas typically a title stands on its own. So I'll tell you what, we're going to do both. First, I'm going to do a title at the very beginning of the video. All right, so I'm going to click on Add Title. And again here, I do typewriter. I've done typewriter. I've done simple text overlay. And I have done scrolling bottom to top. All right, that's pretty much all I play with. For you today, let's play with something absurd. 360-degree billboard. Okay, just to pick something absurd. This, take much? This is a 360-degree billboard. Probably supposed to be one word. Now, by the way, we can do anything you bloody want with this text, all right? Absolutely anything. Would you like it to be a different color? Sure, no problem. I don't know what I just picked. Okay, why is that not picking? Okay, now they are. Okay, there we go. Give me something like that. Okay, and so that should have just taken the color, did it? It did. Okay, good. And I want it a little bit bigger. No. Do that again. There we go. Huh? I want it bigger. And I want an outline. No, I want a shadow. I want a shadow. Let's do that. But we have to make the shadow different. So make the editor background pink. Like I said, there are annoyances, okay? It's a wonderful tool and there are annoyances. There we go. Okay, and now we should be able to see the shadow, but I don't. I don't see the shadow.
But my buyer wants to try.
Is that person speaking to me?
No.
No. If we can mute them, it'd be nice. All right, I'm going to give up on this for the moment for the sake of time. However, if you mess around with this, you can get shadows, you can get outlines. I often use outline. All right, maybe I'll show you an example of that if I find one. But right now, it's just being uncooperative. And we're just going to click off in another space to make that box go away. And here it is in a new track. All right, if I click on it again, we get that box again. But that's not where I want it. I want it at the beginning of the video, and I want it in the same track where I'm controlling transitions. Like I said, control transitions in one track, all right? Because things, I'll even show you something in a second here about that. Let's come back here. You might recall, I don't know if you can see this. Let me make this bigger. You might recall that when I cut this section of this section right here that I just clicked on, when I cut that out of the main track, it was perfectly aligned to the audio that it came from, right? In fact, here's the video in track 2. Here's the audio in track 2. And when I cut them out, they were perfectly aligned to track 1, right? Is where 1 ended, 2 began. However, that's not the case right now. Do you see the overlap? Do you see how track 2 overlaps track 1? And it overlaps by the exact amount of the transition. That is why you do transitions in only one track, because things move around when you start, and do transitions at the end, all right? Save transitions to near the end. I stuck them in here for you kind of at the beginning, but because when you add transitions, things move. They slide in time. Okay, so anyway, right now we want this text at the very beginning of the video. So I'm going to grab this first segment and drag it, and everything shifts over. Isn't that nice? Bring that down into the track, and let's put some music on it. Audio file. So I'm going to drag this down. All right, I don't know what just happened there. We're going to, somehow we zoomed in massively. Zoom back out. Let's try this again. Come here, you. Ah! All right, I'm just going to drop it in a new track for now. Oh, wait, it's audio. That's why. All right, let's bring it down to a new audio track. Okay, so I put it into 3. This is one of the things that's a little annoying. When you start adding more tracks, it gets really cluttered in here. And I do not know how to make one of these little tracks bigger vertically. Oh, wait, maybe I do. A little bit. There we go. All right, here is the entire audio clip. That's why the video compressed, because the audio clip is huge. It's an hour of audio. That's why it's 2.5, oh, it's almost 3 hours in the duration. I don't know if you can see that. It says the duration is 2 hours and 52 seconds. So it's huge compared to the video. That's why the video collapsed, all right? Let's just take a small segment, shall we? In fact, what I need to know, hold on. I need to know how big did I make the text. Here's that title that we made. Here's the title. And what does it show for duration? It says the duration, I don't know if you're seeing the pop-up, but in the pop-up it says the duration is 3 seconds. I can change that if I want. I can make it bigger or smaller. I can stretch it like we'd stretch some things before. We stretched things before, right? We stretch clips by grabbing their end and dragging it. So we can change that, but right now let's leave it 3 seconds, which means I need 3 seconds of audio to match it, right? So I'm not going to take the time to find the best 3 seconds right now, but we're just going to grab a little piece. I'm going to come here. I'm going to cut that. I'm going to grab a few seconds. Actually, I'm going to grab, yeah, okay. I do have to grab it. So grab a little bit more than 3 seconds so I can trim it with more accuracy. I'm going to delete. This is a little trick you can use. If you're going to make 2 cuts like that and you want to keep the middle, delete the end first. Because if you delete the front one first, your position moves to the left. So delete the end first. And now I delete this begin one, the first one. And see how where I was working just shifted over to the left? It just took off to the past. Okay, there we are. Let me zoom in some more because I need exactly 3 seconds, right? How big is this clip? It is, oh, I'm short. It is 2.65. Well, we can fix that. I can't do that? I can't drag an audio clip? Apparently not. Ah, okay, hold on. See how I can undo things? Because it was short. It wasn't 3 seconds. I need it more. So I'm just going to drag that over there. Cut. I hit Control Z to undo those things. So cut it in a different place. Delete. Delete. And now we should have more than 3 seconds so I can trim it with precision. 4. Good. All right. I'm going to zoom in some more. And get the cursor out of my way because you don't want to click in there. Here we go. So I'm moving my cursor to the end and dragging. And duration is 4.1, 4.0, 3.9, 3.7, 3.5. Well, that's interesting. That was down to 3.4. We'll get it down to 3. This is something you do kind of have to, you know what we could do? Hold on, I got a better idea. Just got a better idea. Let's bring it down to 2.9. Down to 2.9. Smaller than we need, right? Now, come over here and drag it into place. And bring it up to another audio track, right? And now I can do another trick to this. So I'm going to come back over here. I think, if I remember how to do this, fade out. So I want to take the audio and I want the audio to fade out at the end of the clip. Yes, from the end of the clip. From the end of the clip to the cursor position? No. From the end of the clip. Yes, 3 seconds of the end of the clip. Okay, fine. So you can see how many not 3 seconds, shoot. 3 seconds is the whole clip. Let's make it 1 second. 1. The change in time didn't take it. So I'm gonna undo it and do it again. Mind you, if the thing is free, you put up with some of the annoyances. Okay, there we go. 1 second fade out from the end. And it's not doing it. All right, well, we're going to play it now. We'd have to play with it some more and get it to cooperate. But if I play that clip, did you hear how the sound faded off to the end? The sound got quiet at the end of the clip. So you can play around with that and do what you want with that. I said we were going to add text, so we'll just do that real fast. Add a text. Oh, it's 42. I want to show you the other thing. Simple text. I'm sorry, just click on it. It shows up where your cursor is. There's your text, right? You could type something, you could change the colors, all the stuff we did with text before. And now if I put my cursor there, oh wait, I'm sorry, that's in an invisible track. Put in a track that's visible. And you see text in the upper right there on top of the picture. So you can do all these things. All right, real fast, let me go back to my project. I'm going to close this. Actually, yes. We're going to discard all of our work here because we don't really need any of that. And we're going to open this project. That's it. Mind you, in the making of this project, I had to restart 3 times. The program crashed on me once. The second time I got so far down a rabbit hole, I just gave up and started again. This time I saved it every 15 minutes. Save your work often. Save your work often. But here you can see a very busy project, right? With multiple tracks. I'm gonna zoom in big time here. We'll find an interesting section. There we go. So for example, here was the beginning part that we saw at the beginning of my talk here, where we went from me talking to a picture of the guy and text that says stress, right? And at the very end of this video, we have music. Too far. So there's an audio track with music on top of this was a title here. Come on, show me. You're not going to show me. There we go. Okay. See, that was a scrolling title with music. Are there any questions?
Yes, Paul. You mentioned for me to bring back up the thing about bug. So what did you mean? And then second question, how long did it take you to kind of learn this and get this video up and running?
Right. Okay. So repeat the question now about the bug.
You had mentioned bug in your earlier.
Yes, that there are bugs in the program. Okay. Yeah. Let me see here. If we were to go to the beginning, let's see if it does it. Or, you know what? This is a new version. I just got this version.
The number one health problem that you face today is...
When I was building this, you would only, there would be like an invisible line right in the middle of this, and everything to the right was black. Including my text, including everything, my picture, everything right in the middle, everything to the right was black. When I exported, it was fine. When I exported to a MP4, the MP4 was fine. So that was the bug I thought I would demonstrate for you right here in this project, but they fixed it in the latest version. So cool. And now the second question, how long?
Yep.
I've been way more active with this program, I guess. I guess I've been using it for 2 years now, really. I was aware of the program before that, but before that I had a Mac. So that's a whole different world with a whole different video program. I've been doing videos probably for about 5 years. So I understand the concepts. When I came to Windows, I just remembered, oh, back to Windows, I need to use VideoPad. So I got the latest VideoPad and I was pretty much up and running in, you know, a couple of weeks or even a couple of days. But this is one of those things that I would just say, get it, download it, play with it. You know, just come up with a creative, ridiculous idea that you just want to, or just go in here and play with stuff. Like, what does this do? What does that do? What happens if I do this? Knowing that you just delete the project and start again when you get too far down a rabbit hole.
Yeah,
okay.
Just a couple thoughts. Adobe Premiere Elements it is a much more stable product, and it's like $70, so it's not as cheap. But if you want something that doesn't crash, that would be useful. Also, I learned an awful lot just from YouTube videos.
Yes.
That you can learn an awful lot there when you run into an issue and you just feel stuck. Just Google the issue, and 10 YouTube videos will pop up to show you how to make it work.
To that point, Michael, one of the things I will say about VideoPad, they have an excellent online both community and a manual. So anytime I'm stuck about like, how can you do this? The hard part is coming up with the right terminology. But once I figure out what, you Google around for what you want to do and you find out what the correct terminology is. And then using that terminology, you wind up getting the manual page for how to do it in VideoPad.
Cool.
Paul, how long does it take to render, and does it crash during render?
I'm sorry, your volume is so low. Could you repeat?
How long does it take to render the video, like to make the final thing, and does it crash during that, or is it like pretty seamless?
Years ago, back when I had the Mac, and because back then I had both a Mac and a Windows machine, I used to play with this, and yes, it would crash rendering all the time. Now it does not. I have not had it crash while exporting to a video file. And let me just show you something. The choices are mind-boggling. When I click on export video file, okay, there we go. So when you come down here to presets, these are all the preset parameters you could choose from, right? When I'm posting to Instagram, I typically use that. However, right now, the marketing people I'm working with, they want me using that, which is a much bigger file, all right? Some of these are vertical, some of them are horizontal, or you can come in here and manually tweak and pick file types and resolutions, and do not ask me what this is. I don't understand it. I just know that I like crop and zoom. Okay. It's what I chose for me. The variable, I mean, it's mind-boggling what you can do. And it does not crash. At least it hasn't for me.
I have a question.
Yeah.
I am like looking at this and I'm like, it just overwhelms me. So my brain is saying, if I wanted to do a video, could I record a video and have it all messy and send it off to Fiverr and have them fix it?
Absolutely, you could.
Okay.
Absolutely. Yes. And by the way, some tips there that I'm learning from these marketing people. They insist that I use the back camera on the phone, on a cell phone. So first of all, they're recommending use a cell phone instead of an iPad or instead of a tablet or a computer. And to use the back camera. Now, mind you, that introduces, yes, it introduces a slight problem. Because if you're used to watching yourself in the camera as you're recording yourself, you can't do this anymore because you're using the back camera. So then I got into elaborate tricks. I actually have my laptop sitting in front of the camera with its camera on. So I'm watching myself in the laptop screen on the phone screen to make sure I'm still in the frame.
Got it. Thank you. To me, that would just be, heaven sent to be able to just record something and then send it off to get it video. It's because my time is like, I would go nuts doing this.
Absolutely. You know, it's not something you're going to pick up in 5 minutes. Definitely not. This is probably at least 10 hours learning curve. Okay, just to even get stuff done, to get productive. If you're creative, if you want to have the control, right, this is something you can do.
I have a question, Michael. John Espy.
Yeah.
My church is the big pink church in downtown Clearwater, and we're anticipating putting our Sunday morning service on TV or whatever. It's all beyond me. I am the least techie guy here or on the screen, whatever. But if I wanted to hire you, do you do consulting? Would you come down and give us at least an hour or two of typical pointers that might save us weeks of stupidity?
I would be happy to contribute the insights that I do have.
Then how do I get hold of you off the screen?
Um,
You have a
Well,
phone number that you don't want to divulge?
813-841-5583. Which reminds me, I guess we didn't put contact information into the chat yet.
Okay, what was the last 4 digits?
5583.
Well, I don't want to take everybody's time to ask stupid questions, but thank you. I will be calling you.
Okay, thank you. Odds are, if you're talking about television, they've got equipment way beyond, this, okay?
Yeah, well.
Be fun to look at it.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
I've enjoyed Spark Tank again today. Thank everybody for their contributions.
Sure, John. Paul, how important is quality and getting it right when you actually post something?
Well, I guess that would go back to something that I had learned from T. Harv Eker in one of their many workshops that I took. And that is, don't wait till you're good to get started. Get started, and then you'll get good. So, I mean, one of the things I'm finding out now, 18 months, thereabouts. About 18 months after I'd started posting videos to Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
And mind you, during those 18 months, or at least during the first 12, they evolved. They changed 3 times. The style, what my background was, they changed 3 or 4 times. And now I'm finding out that all of that's not the best. Well, I knew that. I'm also finding out that all of that's going to get thrown away. Okay, and that's okay too, right? Because the next version will be so much better. But until you can do that, until you have that knowledge, until you have that training, or you have the money to hire people to make those really professional videos, this is a way you can get started. I mean, I still got recognition from it. People still liked my videos, not as much as the professionals get,
You do a lot of videos.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts about this and where you should post videos and all that stuff?
Well, it's just like everything else. Got to have a game plan. Don't just make videos to make videos. I mean, how are those videos supporting whatever it is that you're trying to do? Most people, the problem is, oh, that's a cool tactic. I want to use that. It's like, but what's your strategy? And does video fit into that strategy that you're actually doing? I'm not going to say that it doesn't, because most of the time, people are visual. If you look at the way that people learn, the greatest portion of the population learn better visually. So, the visual medium is a good way to do that. Like Paul said, I mean, this is not something to make a 30-second like intro video is going to take hours. Okay.
Well, yeah, that
people
video
just
of mine.
don't understand what it takes in order to have that. And I mean, Paul, you had a lot of the prep stuff ready for it. Most people don't even think about all of that stuff. They shoot the video, then they sit down to edit, and it's like, okay, well, how did they do that? And how did they do that? And how did they do that? And how did they do that? Before you know it, it's like the day is gone and you haven't gotten anything done. So
okay, so
but
this
I mean, what
video,
you guys mentioned about going online, I before you even start using that, I would even suggest if you're thinking about doing video, go on YouTube or go on Google and Google how to make a video. Not
Dino, to your point, Dino, to your point, this video, the one that we've been working with here, the one that I showed you, it's 2.5 minutes long, finished product.
Yeah.
And it took me about 20 hours to make,
Yeah.
start to finish.
Once you get good at it, which does take several months, then you can crank out a 1 minute or a 2 minute video in a couple of hours.
Right.
But it does take you practice.
Well,
even better.
But what do you
even
mean?
better than
But
that.
what do you mean by that, Michael? What part takes to?
Well, hang on. I'm going to
2.5
answer
hours?
that. I'm going to answer that. Because what you can do is you set up projects. And projects are basically your template. So let's say you want to publish, let's say you want to put out a video a day or a video a week. All you're changing is your content, your intro, your exit, okay? That's not changing. Your logo in the upper right corner that you had worked for 4 hours to shrink to the right size to get it in the right position, that's not changing.
See, you're talking operational steps of what it is that you're doing. I mean, what I'm saying is the part that people don't understand, okay, is if I'm going to do a video a week, I have to write a script. I have to figure out what the topic is. I got to do all the other kind of stuff. That takes 8 hours in itself just to write a script to do 2 minutes worth of. And
it takes time. It does. Look, that's what I do all the time is write scripts. That's what I've been doing all this week is writing scripts for videos all week long. You're right. It does. It takes time.
I mean,
it doesn't take 8 hours.
if you look at my YouTube, channel. My YouTube channel has tons of little 2-minute clips and that sort of thing. I mean, but I mean, the way that those happened was I recorded Facebook Lives that took me, you know, a half a day just to get ready to do the Facebook Live. And then, you know, and then, but the thing was, it was, you know, 10 frequently asked questions or whatever. Well, it's like, okay, well, 10 frequently asked questions, nobody's going to sit for 30 minutes, but I can chop it up and each question became an individual. So, I mean, I have hours of video, but in order to do like what Paul was talking about right here, I mean, I have probably weeks of work in order to chop that stuff up, put the intro, put the exit, upload the video, all the other kind of stuff. Making even a short video that, I mean, I've done ones where I've done a Zoom call that I've recorded or whatever. It's taken me a couple of hours to put the intro, the exit, make sure that I went through and edited down what it was that I needed, and then to upload the video. And then to Carl's point, you'll get it in there and it'll say, oh, well, that video was too long for uploading to YouTube.
Yeah,
it's like, okay, so I just sat and waited. I didn't sit and wait, but I mean, it took 30 minutes for the system to tell me that video was too long, and I got to start all over again. It's like, what am I going to chop out of this to get it down to the amount of time that they want? And that's where
if you're going to publish video, make sure you know the requirements of the platform you're publishing it to. Yeah. I have uploaded to platforms who have said the aspect ratio is wrong. Right. What? The frame rate was wrong. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
You know?
I have a question.
Right, Natalie's trying to say something as well.
Yes, Natalie, go ahead.
I just had a quick question. How many leads, for you guys that are doing videos regularly, how many leads are you converting to sales from your video?
That question's, so none. Okay, right now I could not say that I've gotten any sales from my videos. Okay. Have I gotten people contacting me? Is my name more recognized in the marketplace? Yes, because of my videos.
And do you know, what about you?
I don't use, my videos aren't used for sales purposes.
Okay.
Right, I've been doing videos.
Mine are instructional, so.
Right, I've been doing videos, like 1 to 2 minute videos for the past month for my school. And in a month, I've gotten at least 90 contacts from those.
Right.
I'm getting ready to close a lead from a video I did recently. It was a sales video. It was an in-kind video, but in-kind services during COVID leading to sales.
Right, and my videos are informational, just to get folks curious about what my school is offering. and folks seem to be showing up. So yeah.
What I can say is I have a lot of those informational videos that are on pages that are on the website, and the ones where I've added video after that was on there, you'll see the increase on the amount of time that people stay on that page.
Yes.
And typically it increases to the amount of time, because what that basically telling me is they're watching that video. Okay.
Right.
And somebody that stays on a page for 3 or 4 minutes, okay, when you can read the text that's on that, that's not why they're staying on that page. So the analytics are saying that people are consuming that information. So,
Right.
I mean, that's probably more important almost than, the problem is most people say, well, I'm going to do this and it's going to make me money, or I'm going to close a deal or anything like that. I mean, if that was what the purpose of the video is, then the video that you shoot is going to be much different. It's probably going to be very, very short, 30 seconds or less. I mean, those kind of videos, and that's what I was talking about earlier, understanding what are you trying to accomplish before you go in and really do something like that.
That's true. But if you're even...
Yeah, question. Yeah, I was thinking, do you guys find that, is there a routine, or how often you would create content per week or per day, or that's effective?
I try to do 2 a week.
I mean, I've done a video a day. Well, you make 5 of them on the weekend. Okay. And you get them all done on the weekend, and then you just auto post them during the week.
I'd have to go back and look at mine. Back at the beginning of 2018, for about 2 months, 3 months, I did a weekly Facebook live session on different topics, and I've still got probably 50 videos that haven't been produced from all of that content. So it isn't so much, you got to do it routinely. If you do the right stuff, and you do it smartly based off of what you're trying to accomplish, a lot of times you can get a better idea as to, well, then this is what it is that I should probably, this is the frequency that I should be doing that with. I mean, you got to really kind of look at that as part of your overall like integrated marketing strategy. How am I using video, and what am I going to do with it?
Kathy?
And what do my customers really want? I mean, if your customers don't watch videos, then doing videos is wasting your time doing something else that your customers would want. So, it really comes back to, what kind of information and how does your customers really kind of consume that information?
Kathy?
I know very little about marketing, but what I do know is that I've been hanging out with some experts that have digital marketing agencies, and that is even way above my knowledge base. I'm still figuring out the pieces of what kind of people are in digital marketing agency. But I know that I would want to go to, hey, if I'm going to put my marketing plan together, let me go get some expert insights from them, and then figure out what the standard operating procedures are from them, and have them, written and following it. But for the amount of time that you guys described taking to even learn the tool and stuff like that, my brain goes, let me figure out a way to hire that out so I can spend the time where I need to be spending it that's I'm faster at, versus something that I'm trying to learn, because I don't need the control of learning the tool. I need to grow whatever I'm growing.
Oh, sure,
so that's
sure.
yeah.
You
And
know,
this
but I
group
had an artist on Fiverr draw me a postcard for forgot what I paid him, but I think I got him down to like $85. I wouldn't want to do that every day for a video, you know.
Well, and this is where, I don't know, I would be doing, what is the outcome that I'm after, right? What is
Right.
it I'm trying to go after? And then what is the cost analysis of, for me spending my time to do that versus out, because there's an opportunity cost
Of course.
that's getting spent. And we could just look at the $85, but if you could be spending your time bringing in $500, right, while
Yes,
you're
yes.
spending 85, then that's the kind of thing that I think, that's just how my brain works and what I've been learning in this other group that I'm in. Just thought I'd share.
Cool.
I'm sorry, I'm coming in late to this. So VideoPad, the software, is there a cost associated with it, or is it a download that's free?
As far as I know, right now, there is a download for free.
Okay.
Okay. At one point, they told me that I had to upgrade and pay $25 for the upgrade, which I did because I was in the middle of a project at the time. But I look now, and it still looks like there's a free download. So get it.
Okay.
So it's a free download, but then you can upgrade for $25. Sounds like what you're saying.
Do not quote me on the money.
Features.
Like-
Okay.
Do you know, are you
Don't-
using a software that you would recommend?
I use Camtasia because I have a PC. So
Yeah, this is PC.
Camtasia, I think, is like $79 or something like that.
Camtasia is a good program too.
Is that a subscription based, or is it just a software that's
No, it was a one-time license.
okay?
Yeah.
And then do they upgrade on their own, or?
Yeah, they upgrade, and they usually want you to upgrade or whatever. I don't know.
I
if
get you.
there's,
Well, that's
By the
just-
way, if anybody, go ahead. I was just going to say, if anybody has a Mac, iMovie is by far the best free tool because it comes with the Mac
yeah.
and it's powerful. You can do a lot with iMovie.
Well, when we were in doing when I was a COO and with New Marketing Lighthouse with the digital marketing agency or whatever, we had a company there, I think they're in Largo or whatever, that we worked with, Carrie and Chris Rokaz Studios. They actually have a program that they run. It's a training program, and that they call Pocket Producer. I mean, basically what they do is they teach you to do what Paul just showed you how to do on an iPhone. So, yeah. I mean, if you reach out to Chris and Carrie, they've got programs they run all the time, and they show you, and they use the same thing. I mean, that's why I switched over and because they said, we're not doing it on anything else. I had an Android phone, and it was like, all right, well, I got to go get an iPad, I guess, because if that's the way we're going to do it, and they're partners of ours, then, I got to get an iMovie. So I've done things on iMovie too.
And what was their name and the name of their company again? Because I'm a Mac user, and the more convenient I can make this, the better.
Yeah. So the name of it's Rokaz Studios. Chris and Carrie Rokaz.
ROKAS.
ZS, I think it is. Hold on. Let me see.
Right,
I'll put the stuff in the chat room. Pocket. If you go Google Pocket Producer, they're all over the place there. That's what they were trying to push at the time we were doing, and I kind of got out of being involved with that because they just wouldn't listen to what they needed to put in place to really kind of make that thing go where it needed to go. So it's like,
okay.
But they do really good work, and for what Kathy was talking about, that's pretty much what they'll do. They'll teach you how to do it, or they'll do it for you if you want. Carrie's great at putting that stuff out there, and I mean, they kind of do similar, but they're a little more systematized. I mean, what Chihu's kind of come in and helped a lot of people here in the group do as well is actually I should probably talk to Carrie and get her involved in this.
Jeff, you had another
She's a big
question?
networker.
I just noticed that Rick had asked a question somewhere along the line about would I consider using Zoom to record my videos. Certainly my testimonials get recorded that way because that's how I get them, is over Zoom. But then if you look at my website, which I just posted in the chat, you'll see that when you record something in Zoom and say there's two people, so you can have two tiles, right? There's your frame and their frame. But I don't want that in my testimonial. So then I go in with VideoPad and crop out everything except for their frame. And then cut out the pieces I want, put a title in between, right? Put a little intro or an exit or something, and that becomes a testimonial video on my website in the space of an hour. I do that.
Right, I use Zoom for my videos, but if I just use it just for me, it's only me there.
Right.
Plus, it's a low quality camera relative to the back camera of your phone, right? That's what my marketing people have told me.
Yeah. I've had no issues with quality. Yeah.
Honestly, I don't see the difference, but
Right.
they tell me it's a higher resolution.
Well, that's called marketing, I think. Yeah.
Well, it depends on the phone for sure. As cameras get better and better on newer phones versus old phones, and I would have to say, using an iPad or any of those things can improve the quality of the video.
Other questions?
Renee, did we cover most of the stuff you were looking for?
Yes, Sean's been taking notes for me. So I've been in and out due to phone calls, but yeah, he's been taking good notes. So thank you.
Yeah, sure.
So let's do just a quick check-in before we leave so we can see how everyone is doing. Are you reopening your business? What's going on for you? Carl, would you get us started?
Sure. I've been kind of essential because the state of Florida is not giving up sales tax and payroll tax collection. So I've been having to come in and do that. I don't know if you saw, there was a gut check last month. They said for March, and when the April 20th due date, the state was shy $775 million in sales tax revenue. So that is the green light. Hurry up, get back to work. Everything's fine, and we need the money. So the other part of my business is slowly picking up. There's extensions till July 15th. So yeah, people are starting to come back around a little bit. And Paul, I really enjoyed your presentation today. It was very good. I just got to do a shameless, selfless, cheapo plug. There's a wireless microphone because sound is a very important part of video, and most people overlook that. So this little handy dandy wireless microphone by Kimafun is about $50. It plugs into your iPhone or Android phone, and it's a 2.4G wireless. It's a lavalier mic. It clips on, so you're not having it bounce around the walls like this sound is. And there's a guy in Oldsmar, Tony Rockcliffe, who also does video, and he'll help you or hurt you or whatever you want with your video. As little help or as a lot of help as you need. But he's in Oldsmar. It's TonyRockcliffe.com, and I'll put that in the chat for anybody that's interested. So cool. That's all I got. Thank you.
Sean and Renee, how's it going?
Good morning. We're doing well. We've just been grinding. We've just been keeping up and waiting for our next opportunity. It looks like we're going to be putting in an offer on a different business. The original offer that I had spoke of a few weeks ago did fall through. We had to walk away from that. But we're looking at another business. So I'm trying to get everything, together. Britt wanted me to pass on to everybody hello, and that she had to be at work today, so that's why she's not here, but she wanted me to pass that on to everyone.
Great, thank you. Kathy, what's up with you?
What's up with me? I am in, I will call it it's an online course community group that is all about business acquisitions, but not just business acquisitions, about different strategies. And these guys are like way, way up there in their thinking and strategy. And one of I'll just share kind of the thing that's hitting me upside the head is that they say, if you need to do something, this is how these people think. They say, if I need something for my business, let's say digital marketing, they would say, let me go make a partnership agreement with a digital marketing company and partner with them rather than just paying for the services. Same thing with, other services. So like if you have a core business, they say, what are the verticals that you could align yourself with and that you become actually a partner in it instead of just paying for the services. And so I think that is a great strategy, and these guys are just brilliant. So it's giving me clarity of where I want to head. And besides that, I made a commitment just to spend 25 minutes a day shredding stuff in my office. And that feels good.
Very good, very good. Jeff, how's it going for you, man?
I'm good, man. I appreciate joining the group and hearing what everybody had to say. I want to put together, like in my mind and then maybe down on paper, a plan as to how I'm going to use this information. And to Dino's point, it's a matter of what I was thinking is not only what you show, but who's going to see it, right? And what kind of content would be useful for my clientele, So I want to take everything in and try to figure out if there's a plan or a strategy. Well, there is going to be a plan or a strategy that I can use all this stuff for, and then obviously find a frequency in which to create content, and if there's a need for that for me. But yeah, man, I'm grinding out like everybody else in Florida, slowly trying to get it back together. Thanks so much.
Jeff, I'm sorry, I missed what kind of business you have.
Oh, well, I sell route businesses.
Businesses.
Yeah, like, chip routes, bread routes, those type of businesses. I also deal in pool routes and lawn routes as well. Any kind of route, really. I'm like an all around kind of guy, but with like a niche market in terms of routes themselves. Not too many people know about routes, but they're usually independently contracted, and so there's a business to acquire there. And a lot of times it's hard to market, so it's our brokerage's specialty.
Got it. Thank you.
Jeff, would you put your email address in the chat so we can contact you?
Sure, not a problem.
Great. Dino, what's up with you, man?
You name it, it's up. So we're slowly but surely getting everything kind of rolling. Been working with the city and several of the businesses of the city. With Jennifer and I have been trying to help people get funding. We're beginning to kind of make the transition and shift gears, and businesses are starting to open back up. A lot of businesses have gotten funding. So if you got PPP money, how do you get it forgiven? I mean, that stuff is still up in the air. And so we're actually giving a presentation at 12 noon today, if anybody's interested. And then Jennifer and I have been opening up free Zoom rooms for 2 hours afterwards to answer any questions that anybody's got or anything like that related to anything with the business and that sort of thing. So working on that a lot. And then obviously working with FBII and the business incubator to get things rolling on our stuff. So what I found is through the virus, it's kind of opened my eyes up to a lot of the copy that we had was so focused on business growth and everything else. And so it's been difficult to kind of get all my copy together because I'm reassessing the way that I talk about what it is that I do so that it works in both ends of the spectrum. So hopefully some of these new programs will be available via FBII kind of going forward here in the next few weeks. So.
Well, that's the idea.
Yep.
Moses, how are you doing and what's your business, man?
So Jeff and I work together. We
Okay.
are both business brokers with Routes for Sale. We are the largest volume route brokerage in the country within our niche. Everything from FedEx routes and Amazon routes, like Jeff was saying, down to ATM vending machines. But my specialty is potato chips and tortilla routes. I had a background. I used to own those types of businesses before I became a broker. And I've had
I get somebody I need to send to you guys because that's what he's looking for.
Oh,
and he's owned them before. So yeah, it was good that I met you guys here today.
I'll put my contact information in the chat before I get off.
Perfect.
And when it comes to our local market, the stuff that I get down here, it doesn't last 2 weeks. I mean, people from all over the country are migrating here and they want to buy these types of businesses.
Yep.
Video works. I started using video about 9 months ago because, you know, we have all these repetitive conversations. People call in, we go through the same process over and over again, and it was just bogging me down because I was doing a lot of volume. And I recorded some little 1.5 minute, 2 minute videos. They are crappy. They suck. The voice is like, it's like watching an old Kung Fu movie. But it still works. Even still, it works. And people are like, oh, your video is so great. I love it. And, you know, so I'm like, you know, with all of the changes that are happening right now, we are in a position in our industry to benefit from it. We just have to help the people out there understand. So I know that video could be a really powerful and time-saving tool for not repeating myself 1,000 times a day and marketing to people, you know, in a soft way. And then the people that reach out to me, they've warmed up a little bit, so I'm not wasting time.
Cool. Moses, thrilled that you joined us. Don't forget to put your contact information in the chat.
Definitely.
Rick, how are you doing and what's your business? And we don't have your contact information either.
That should unmute it, yes. My business, I am basically a freelance digital producer for WordPress websites and for videos. I'm in the process of redesigning and repackaging my offerings and my websites. Moses, I really like that beard you have. That's awesome.
Thank you.
Carl, to add to what you were saying and reinforcing, audio is absolutely important. The speaker or the microphones that you use, poor video can be forgiven. Poor cuts can be forgiven. But Carl, what you said about audio is absolutely paramount in importance. And your lavalier and the portable mic allows you mobility and the ability to point to different things in your background and in your office. So I applaud that. And for your information, Tony Rockwell is in Seminole. Oh no, he's in Pinellas County, off of East Bay, West Bay, south of there. So he's close to downtown and not too far away from the Spark Center. So he's got a website. You can find him on Facebook. He has in the past been giving very productive web workshops and webinars. And so if you can find any of those to attend, he gives far greater value than anybody else I've ever really seen in terms of explaining videos and giving information about that. So, Michael, I guess I'm done.
Well, we will get a hold of Tony for sure. And don't forget to put your contact information in the chat, Rick. I appreciate that.
Put it where?
in the chat, click your chat button down below.
Are you on a laptop or a phone?
Yeah, I'm on a PC, so.
Should be in the
Move the
bottom
mouse
right.
up and down. You'll see a menu at the bottom.
I
In
see
the
that.
menu,
Right,
click
so
chat
click
in the
on
middle.
chat and type it in at the bottom there.
Bottom right.
See it? Okay. Betty, how are you doing?
Okay. Hey, everybody. I'm doing good. Everything is good. Today's Keller Williams Red Day. I have the T-shirt. And we do, it's all the agents all over the world give back to the community. So here in our office, we decided to help all the hospitals. So from Pinellas, so we are going to give meals to the nurses. So we will be in the parking lot and this afternoon, tonight, 6:30. So yeah, it's great. It's we have to help those people who help us. So, and I do focus, we also have a great KW app. I don't know if I told you last time, I was already last year. And with that, you can do like your, if you want refinancing, if you want your home insurance, if you want to look for homes for sale, or I mean, every information about real estate, you get it on the app. And it's pretty cool. So that's what we're doing right now. And I'm focusing, and I mean, in the last couple of months, I've been focusing on investor because, I mean, if you want to invest, what's the best way? It's in real estate. So, and then to get money. And so I'm working to organize a workshop, maybe next month, I'm not sure the date. So we have a lot of people who will come and speak about investing. So a mortgage broker, a bank, and some investors also. So that's, I'm working hard. It's fun. Yeah, yeah, thank you for asking.
Sure. John, how are you doing, man?
You talking to me?
Yeah, talking to you.
Oh, God. I got more things going on than I can shake a stick at, but right now I've got a pink Thunderbird that I'm trying to sell, a 1959 that belonged to Mimi Van Dorn.
Wow.
How many people have heard of Mimi Van Dorn?
I have.
Hey, you're old enough. She was next to Marilyn Monroe.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I've got her old car, and I'm trying to sell it, and I'm trying to maximize what I can get out of it because, you know, it's I paid $9,000 for it. I'm trying to get 15. I don't know.
John, can
I
you
got
send
more
a
things.
picture?
Beg pardon?
How do we see a picture of this car? I know a car collector.
Well, when's the last time you drove down Edgewater Drive in Clearwater?
Been a long time.
Well, come drive down because it's sitting in the front yard, right north of Sunset Point Road. And it's an absolutely gorgeous car. And
Have you posted it for sale anywhere? Online?
Paul,
John, can
me
you,
and
what's your
computers
phone number?
don't get along well.
I thought you were going to say that. All right.
John,
we
what's
can
your
talk
phone
about
number?
733
733
3452. That's the area code.
3452, and that's 727.
Yeah.
All right, I'll give you a call later.
Okay.
Super.
Oh, God, the problem is we don't answer the phone, so if we don't leave a message, I'll call you back.
Okay.
Robocalls have ruined the phone industry for me. I get so tired of chasing robocalls that I could kill somebody, but
Get on the do not call list.
Thanks, John.
Didn't stop him.
Evelyn, you're last but certainly not least.
Yeah, sorry, I had another Zoom call this morning, so I was stuck from about 8:15 this morning listening to something about nonprofits. Hope everybody's doing well. I'm a computer consultant and trainer and an artist here in the Dunedin area, and I am a volunteer board member doing all the MailChimps and, you know, updating the website and that good stuff. And things are going pretty busy for me this week. It has been insanely busy, and it's good, but I'm tired. I guess when things slow down, then it takes a little bit of energy to ramp back up.
Well, I want you to know, Evelyn, that it agrees with you because you get prettier and prettier.
Thanks, John.
Evelyn, give us some headlines about what you're going to be doing for us next week.
Oh yes, I am working on a how-to and tips for Instagram for next week. I've been putting together some screenshots and some, you know, methods to get your Instagram account to be a business account and some of the things you can do with it. And although I'm not 100% an expert, this has been very fun because whenever I've had to teach something, it means that I dig into it deeper and I get to learn all kinds of fun things. So this has been a productive week in the process of building that out. Instagram is one of my favorite tools. In fact, I probably use that more than anything else. It pushes out to my Facebook and numerous other feeds that I have, and it's been great for video since we've got Paul talking about video today. Great way to post video and get that out as well. So I will be talking about that next week.
Do want to say that Evelyn says that she's not an expert, but Evelyn is also very modest. So
yeah,
I still just
That's an understatement.
just kind of leave that there. Right, and her
Thanks.
art is incredible. Yeah,
Thank you. Thank you.
sure. Okay, folks, I think we're done for today. I hope I'll see you all next week.